In a summer clouded by grief and uncertainty, one of Liverpool's brightest stars finally breaks his silence. With his future hanging in the balance, Luis Diaz opens up, not just as a footballer, but as a man torn between loyalty, ambition, and legacy. Luis Diaz opens up on Liverpool talks amid Barcelona transfer question. "We'll do our best," the calm before the storm there. Are moments in football when silence is louder than celebration. And for Luis Diaz, that moment arrived, not on the pitch, but in front of a camera, seated across from a Colombian influencer with millions watching. No Anfield roar, no Champions League anthem, just truth. "We're in negotiations," Diaz said quietly. "We'll try to do our best." To the casual listener, it may have sounded like a rehearsed response media training in full swing, but for those who know the 27-year-old Colombian, who have followed his story from the dusty streets of Barrancas to the bright lights of Anfield, it was anything but routine. Behind those words were months of personal reflection, professional frustration, and emotional burden. For Liverpool Football Club, still reeling from the unimaginable loss of Diogo Jota and his brother just a week prior, Diaz's voice, however measured, was a sign that life, however slowly, was continuing. But this wasn't a return to normal. This was something else. A summer of UNCCRT speculation around Diaz's future has been simmering since the end of the 2024-25 campaign. Barcelona's interest wasn't new, but it was suddenly urgent. With Nico Williams choosing loyalty to Athletic Club and penning a shock 10-year deal, Hansi Flick and Deco found themselves scrambling. Diaz, left-footed, fearless, and famously relentless, fits Barcelona's DNA. He also fits Bayern Munich's, especially now that Leroy Sane has departed for Gal. And in a footballing world where replacement is constant, both clubs are hunting aggressively. At the heart of this scramble stands Luis Diaz, who, despite his £37.5 million transfer to Liverpool from Porto in 2022, remains one of the most underpaid stars in Europe, earning £55,000 per week, less than half the wage of many less impactful players. Diaz is playing like a star, but being compensated like a squad player. According to Capology, Cody Gakpo and Darwin Núñez both earn significantly more. Federico Chiesa, a player signed on loan with minimal impact, reportedly earns triple Diaz's contribution last season: 14 goals, 11 assists, and countless game-defining moments. But contracts are more than numbers. They're symbols of value. And right now, Diaz is feeling undervalued. "Between two worlds, I'm very calm where I am," he said. "Very happy. Trying to make the best decision." Now, it was a diplomatic answer, but one that hinted at deeper layers. The truth is, Diaz is caught between two powerful emotional forces: his connection to Liverpool and his desire to fulfill a childhood dream of playing for Barcelona. Those close to him say he's been frustrated for months. Not angry, not bitter, just tired. Tired of being promised talks, tired of hearing he's a priority while nothing moves. Tired of being the quiet warrior. What makes this situation even more complex is the current emotional state of the club. The death of Diogo Jota sent shockwaves through the team. The return to training on July 8 wasn't just the start of a new season, it was a moment of collective grief. Diaz, a close friend of Jota, returned knowing nothing would feel the same, and yet, his personal future demands attention. It cannot wait. Arne Slot's delicate balance. CI4, new Liverpool head coach Arne Slot. It's a delicate situation. On one hand, he wants Diaz to stay. He sees him as central to his tactical setup, a direct, pacey threat who can stretch defenses and press high. On the other hand, he understands the financial realities of modern football. Privately, Slot has pushed the Liverpool board to offer Diaz an improved contract, but progress has been minimal. Sources close to the negotiation suggest that Liverpool's strategy is becoming clearer. They're not actively looking to sell, but won't stand in his way if an extraordinary offer comes in, something north of £70 million, and therein lies the real danger. Liverpool may be about to lose one of its best players simply because they undervalued him for too long. Barca, Bayern, or Thiago Eagades. So where would Díaz actually go? Barcelona is the dream. His father has said as much multiple times in interviews. He's always dreamed of playing for Barcelona, Luis Manuel Díaz told Colombian radio. It's a club that means a lot to him. But dreams cost money. And Barcelona, for all its prestige, is still financially shackled. Unless they offload players, likely Rafinha or Ferran Torres, bid may never come. That's where Bayern Munich comes in. Financially stable, tactically suited to Díaz's strengths, and now, without saying, they've made their interest clear. According to Bild, DSS representatives have informed Bayern that he's ready to join them. Negotiations are ongoing. And Liverpool. They're watching, waiting, hoping, but not necessarily acting. The value of RSPCT. What does it mean to feel respected? For Luis Díaz, it's not about luxury. Not about cars, or contracts filled with clauses. It's about being seen, being heard. Being recognized, not just as a cog in a machine, but as a human being who gives everything for the shirt he wears. And at Liverpool, while the fans have showered him with love, the club's hierarchy has struggled to match that warmth with action. Onfield, Díaz was an instant sensation. His dribbles lit up the left wing. His work rate matched Klopp's system like he was built for it. He scored goals that mattered. He pressed when others gave up. He ran until his lungs gave out. But the contract he signed in 2022 still defines his weekly wage. And Liverpool, for all their recent success, have always been frugal when it comes to early renewals. Salah's deal in 2022 came after a long and public standoff. Henderson's departure came when loyalty met with indifference. Now, Díaz walks the same tightrope, loved on the pitch, questioned behind closed doors. Family fears. In his conversation with La Leandra, a popular Colombian influencer, Díaz appeared calm. But behind that calm was a man with much on his shoulders. For Díaz, family is everything. His father, who was kidnapped last year by armed rebels in Colombia, still carries psychological scars. Díaz played through those dark days, scoring goals with a heavy heart, never using it as an excuse, never asking for sympathy. His mother, his siblings, and his extended family are his compass. Every decision he makes passes through that filter. When he says, "We'll try to make the best decision," he means not just for footballing reasons, but for those who stood beside him when nobody else believed in his talent. And now, with major European clubs circling, that decision must also account for safety, security, and stability. Barcelona may offer prestige. Bayern may offer structure. Liverpool, they offer familiarity, but perhaps not the financial or emotional security he deserves. DYAZ in slots SYSTE, in tactically. Luis Díaz is a dream for any coach, but especially for Arne Slot. Slot's preferred high-intensity pressing and quick transition play is tailor-made for Díaz's explosiveness. He's not just fast, he's intelligent. He knows when to press, when to drop, when to stretch the lines. He's not flashy for the sake of it. His effective. Slot reportedly views Díaz as his starting left-winger heading into the 2025-26 season, ahead of Gakpo and Curtis Jones, who also played there at times last season. Darwin Núñez may shift centrally, while Chiesa is seen more as a depth option due to his inconsistent fitness. But tactical vision is nothing without commitment, and DSS uncertainty leaves Slot in a bind. Should he build a system around a player who might be gone by August, or prepare for life without him? Every training session without clarity is time wasted. Every match Díaz plays with one eye on Barcelona or Bayern is a missed opportunity for cohesion. Player power and modern football. What's happening with Díaz is not unique. Football has evolved. Players have power no more than ever. They're brands, they're commodities, but they're also human beings with emotions, dreams, and frustrations. Gone are the days when loyalty was the only currency. Now, performance must match payment. Value must equal respect. And Díaz is simply following the script that countless players before him have written: perform, wait, and if no reward comes, look elsewhere. Some fans may feel betrayed, but others understand, because what's happening here is not greed, it's self-worth. Díaz isn't demanding to be the highest paid player, he's asking to be fairly paid for what he brings to a club still rebuilding from heartbreak and transition.